In this video, I'll show you how to take great meeting notes and keep them organized inside of Workflowy. So for example, we've got a basic layout here: work, personal hobbies, trips, just some random stuff that a person could possibly have inside of their Workflowy document. In this case, we're going to go into the work section. And so we've got our to-do list and some projects, some goals, and some templates. And I'll show you what those do in just a second. Let's zoom into the to-do list. It's a very basic list. We've got some date tags here. If you've never seen those before, it's simply just us, creating a new bullet and then typing something like today, and then hitting tab to create a new date tag. Or we can type a specific date if we prefer, like let's say July 21st, maybe not 2022, I want 2021. There we go. And then I hit tab. What that allows us to do is then filter these items. So for example, I can then search for something like, let's say July 12th through the 15th. And there we go. We've got all these items here that have those specific date tags that fall within the range that I'm specifying. But of course, you can do more advanced searches. For example, you can search for things like today, tomorrow, all kinds of different natural language searches. So that's something that I recommend you do, is you tag your items with dates. And so the next thing I want to show you is we've got some tags right here. This is a note. And the way that we do that for any bullet inside of Workflowy, I'm just going to create a new one down here to show you what that looks like. So I've got a random bullet here. If I could spell that. If we want to create a note, we simply just move our cursor to that bullet and then hit Shift Return or Shift Enter. It moves the cursor down and we can start typing, and you can see it's in a slightly darker font. We can add links, we can add tags, all kinds of things. That basically just allows us to add some information, some context to our notes. So what I've done here is basically that. I've created just a note with some tags so that I can easily filter items across the different days. So if I click on meeting, I can see that on Friday, July 16th, I have a meeting with the marketing team to discuss the next feature launch. All right, I can just click on the tag again to stop filtering. So now let's zoom out for just a second. We'll go home and then we'll go to work and then to templates. So one really cool thing that you can do with Workflowy and with mirrors, and I'll show you how that works in just a second, is you can create templates and then basically pull those into another bullet. So in this case, I'm talking about a meeting template. So we've got marketing meeting templates. If I open that up, I've got a couple of different templates here. We've got some basic meetings that I have with the marketing team. So it doesn't make sense for me to kind of create that from scratch. And it helps me stay more organized because these are things that I know I'm going to need to discuss during my meeting with the team. So I might as well just create a template for that and then reuse it whenever I have a meeting like that. So as you can see, I've got just a tag here, meeting. It's MT01. It's one type of meeting template. And I've got some basic, it's like a basic skeleton of the meeting. So what I can do now is go into my to-do bullet here and then open up that meeting that we've got right here, meet with the marketing team. I'm going to create a bullet under that. I'll nest it and I will type double parentheses. And what that does is lets me create a mirror inline. There are a couple different ways to create mirrors. You can use the bullet menu. Let me just show you what that looks like in just a second. So I open up the bullet menu and I can create a mirror of any bullet that I want. In this case, I can create an inline mirror, and that means I don't have to be at the location of the bullet that I want to pull into this new location. I can just reference it and Workflowy will find it and create that mirror for me. So what I'll do here is I will reference the tag that I created for that template. So if you remember, it's something like MT, and there we go. It's going to start searching for them. So we've got MT01, MT02, and MT03. MT01 is the template that I'm looking for. I'll hit enter, and there we go. It's found it. So I just hit enter once more, and there we go. I've got my template in here. Now this is a mirror bullet. So if I make changes to this, the original template is also going to be updated. So the last thing I just want to do is open up the bullet menu for this item and then detach the mirror, and that just turns it into a regular bullet. So as you can see, it was a diamond before. I'll Control Z just to show you what that looks like. Right now it's a mirror bullet. And after I make that change, where I detach it, it goes back to being a regular bullet. So now any change that I make is just going to be made to this right here. So that allows me to very quickly pull in a template so that I can, when I'm having my meeting, I can just open this up and start to take notes, and it's all structured, and I, have a really great meeting, and I don't have to pull, this out of my head, basically. So that's one really nice way to use templates inside of Workflowy and to use mirrors to do that. And finally, you can also share the meeting notes with the marketing team. So in this case, that seems like a pretty good idea. So after you have a meeting, usually there will be some action items, there'll be some notes, there'll be things that you want to share, depending on who you're meeting with, some things you want to share basically. So what you can do is, let's say I've got this meeting template and I've actually added some stuff in here, right? So what I can do now is just open up the bullet menu for this meeting. And then I can slide down to where it says share, click on that. You'll get this little window that lets me either create a secret URL, and I can change this so it's only, so the people that open this can only view it and they can't edit it. Or if I want them to actually be able to complete things, add notes, in this case, I'm sharing with the marketing team, so I trust them and I want them to be able to edit this, I would give them full access. Another way to do this, which is even safer, would be to actually invite specific people. So I can actually just do something like this. Invite a specific person by putting their email here, giving them the access. So let's say that maybe I'm sharing with a contractor, maybe I'm sharing with a friend or an editor, so the permissions would be different. I can just go ahead and do that, hit invite, and there we go. They've been invited. They'll receive an email that they can then use to sign up for Workflowy if they don't have a Workflowy account. Or if, for example, we're sharing a secret link, they don't actually have to create an account. They can even edit a Workflowy document without creating an account. So that's pretty cool. So I hope that that's been useful, giving you a couple of ideas about how you can use Workflowy to organize your meetings. You can use tags to make sure that you track all the meetings across the different dates, and you can use date tags to do that, keeping like a giant to-do list or a journal or some kind of a log, and just tagging the meetings, and also setting up templates to make it easy to have really great meetings. Right? Most of the things that you talk about in meetings or that you will need to prepare for a meeting are going to repeat over and over. So it makes sense to take a little bit of time to create some templates. You can give them a special name with like a little hashtag, and then you can mirror them into whatever kind of an agenda that you want to use. And that makes it very easy to quickly set up a meeting, pull the template that you need into it, and then just start working from there. So that makes you look very prepared and actually get much more done.